Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, why are so many people here in America preparing for disaster? Good question, and a question in which fake news, mainstream media, MSN actually admits Americans are doing. Well, they were forced to because of a study that got published on Finder.com. Now I'm going to take you straight to the source so you can see it for yourself, because I think this is very important considering the times in which we live, where we have tensions with North Korea on edge. We have Donald Trump fighting this internal battle against the deep state, against the globalists. So people know that something could boil over or something could get ignited by some of those globalists. And we have an unstable economy, which is not a matter of if, but when the whole thing could collapse. And nobody knows exactly what that collapse will look like. Will it look similar to 2008, 2007, 6, all that mess, housing bubble, or will it look, like a Great Depression, or will it take on a whole new form? So lots of things to put on the table there. Not only that, but we have natural disasters. We have earthquakes, volcanic activity. I did a report last year on the uptick in volcano activity, also the uptick in earthquakes and cold storms. So people are gearing up nonetheless, preparing for things that could be headed our way, not to mention terrorist activity. We know that there's been a few more here domestically. We had what happened in Texas, what happened in Las Vegas, and we see this action not only just here in America, but globally. So lots of things are happening. This is causing people in America to prepare. But check out the stats. This is on Finder.com, and it's in a report that they put out titled Doomsday Prepper Statistics. Now, there was a survey that was conducted by global research provider Pure Profile, where they interviewed or asked 2,000-ish Americans who were surveyed, and they found, based off that, they took an overall statistic, but that 1 in every 4 persons were likely to have purchased or bought or had some kind of survival gear. Now, what you see on the screen there is that they found more than 160 million Americans, or basically 65.45%, are estimated to have purchased survival supplies or already had them on hand. The remaining 85 million, or 35%, are not preparing for the end of the world, if you want to label it as such. Now, the study further goes on and asks the question, well, who are the people that are preparing? What generations? Well, they go on to divulge a few extra details here, where they say, as far as always having survival items on hand in case of emergency, about 41% of baby boomers do, about 37% of Generation X, and 32% of millennialists had survival supplies on hand. And some, however, don't spend money on preparation. So it was about an even split on the baby boomers with 41%. About Generation X, almost even there, but Generation X, more of them prepared or had something on hand than the 31% that did not. And then millennialists, it was lower on those who didn't prepare, and millennialists, more of them actually prepared. So 28% didn't prepare, where 32% actually did. Then it went on to address the question, have they purchased survival materials due to political events or recent natural disasters? 4% for baby boomers, and I'm rounding these, Generation X about 8%, and millennialists about 7%-ish. So there you have it. Now, here's this report also on MSN, a fake news channel, of course, but they're forced to admit it. And they ask the question, why are a huge number of Americans preparing for doomsday? Now, they go on in that report to reference the study found on Finder.com, and there were quite a few news stories that put that up, but I wanted to show you the fake news one, because the mainstream media, when they're finally being forced to show statistics and things like that, my alarm bells go up as far as, well, either they're starting to join in or they're getting so much heat from the public that they're being forced to talk about it. And that's what I think it is. They get a lot of heat from alternative media, from everybody, and they're being forced to talk about some of these things. Ergo, a reason why I am big on gold, silver, precious metals, prepping supplies. I use mypatriotsupply.com. If you guys need that, it's down below. Just just who I use. But Noble Gold Investments, I'm very big on gold, silver. You can see my silver coin here. I love this one. It's one of my favorites. But these are things and ways, multiple different ways. You want to have food, water, or something that can purify water. If you don't have that, precious metals, some kind of tangible asset outside of your American dollar. You want to have survival food. These are, some of the first things that I think people should have on hand, because you just never know what tomorrow holds. Nobody knows the future. Some can speculate. And of course we have the biblical account, which in that, there is a time of all hell coming out. So if you take that stance like I do, then there is a 7-year tribulation ahead at some point. And I know Christians debate that. But needless to say, I'm a big prepper and believe in it myself. So just wanted to show you the statistics. I'd love to get your comments and concerns on that. If you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up, share it on all your social media outlets, because hey, we are getting censored hardcore and they are attempting to shove us to the bottom of the barrel. So the only way these news reports are starting to get out is if you share it personally. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.